Okay, welcome to my tutorial on a great multitude of different computing applications. First computer I want to show you real quick because I'm going to try to fit this under 10 minutes. Here's an Apple Power Mac G4 desktop right here. You see the Apple right there in the corner. The front got messed up, so I had to make my own front. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to boot this bad boy up. It doesn't have the motherboard, the original motherboard. So what I did, I took that junky one out. I put an ATX motherboard from a PC in there. 3 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive, and 15 operating systems on the 2 terabyte hard drive. Now with my keyboard, I'm going to use my up and down arrow keys. I have multiple systems. Picture an operating system with 20 operating systems within one using VirtualBox. That's about 300 operating systems, but I don't have time to show you all in a 10-minute video. So I'm going to my Windows 8. I'm going to pick a version of Windows 8 or Windows 7. I'm just going to give a quick brief. Alright. This has 15 operating systems, but over here I can choose more operating systems because see more operating systems at the top right here. If I was to go to, let's say, alright, I'll go to number 5, partition 5, right here. Okay, I'm going to speed this up. As that's going to partition 5, this is a Windows 8 made to look like, what you call it? Windows XP. But it's Windows 8. I just gotta wait and be patient while it boots up. And at the same time over here, here's an iBook. Power Mac, a regular iBook. Sorry, it's a little confusing because I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Alright, I'm rebooting this machine because every time you go into a different system you have to reboot it. It's like a record. I'm going to boot up this other machine real quick. Go back into my Windows 8 loader on here. Yes, I have Linux running alongside on the same hard drive with Microsoft. Now as that's booting up, I'll wait for this to boot up. And then at the same time, let me turn up the volume. It'll go. I have an amplifier right here. If that's what you mean by the word programming, well yes, I program hard drives to run more than one operating system on there. It looks like Windows XP starting up. Right here, Windows 8 XP edition. It's just a little bit more than skinning an operating system, putting skins. I don't use Windows blinds or anything like that. I use other softwares, but the same thing, similar. Now, it even sounds like Windows XP when it starts up. Here's the Windows 8 apps with the Windows 8 list in the background, and the apps work. As you can see, I have plenty of apps over here. I have a piano app in the App Store and everything. These are all my other apps and everything. Well, enough of that. Let me go to my desktop. Here you go. And not only the desktop part looks like Windows XP, even the start, even down to the start itself with XP. With the menu, looks like original Windows XP, but it's not XP, it's Windows 8. And I go over here, I have BlueStacks. It's like a application to run Android apps from the Google Play Store on Windows. It's like an Android for Windows, and you sign in with your Google account and everything. And It takes a few seconds to boot up. I can easily get out of it too if I want. I'll go to my apps, and here we go. I have Talking News with Talking Tomcat and Ben the dog. These are like what you would find normally on an Android phone, but on a desktop. But I'm not gonna go into that. Why that's starting up and everything. Let me lower the volume here. Sorry about that. Okay, you can spin them around and stuff like that. They do all kinds of silly things. They repeat your voice if you had a microphone and everything. You can knock them off the chairs and stuff like that. Alright, enough of that nonsense. Let me get back into my Windows 8. Now if I go to my my apps, VirtualBox, this is what I mean by multiple operating systems within a system. I am going to boot up Antics. This is a Linux system from Greece. While that's booting up, I'll also turn on live system. That's going to boot up. That'll take a little while. I'll come back to that in a second while I boot up this other machine. Here's an Apple iBook earlier. I turn on the machine. Since my keyboard is originally messed up on here, I hold the Alt Option key on this keyboard here. That's connected through the USB port. I have a wireless card on the side because I don't have the airport card in here, the original. Now the reason why I did Alt Option, because I have two partitions on this hard drive. It has a 40 gig hard drive. It's an old machine. I have OS X Tiger on here, as you can see. I'll boot up OS X Tiger just to prove to you that there's two systems. That's OS X Tiger and that's Linux right there. But you have Apple. While that's booting into there, okay, now this booted into Antics from Greece. This is a Linux operating system on virtual emulation. And yada yada, it works. And I'm not going to have enough time. I'm going to have to do this in 10-minute spurts. I can obviously see. Shut down. Well, anyway. Like I said, I don't have enough time to show you all the things that I can do because these things take time. I hope I answered enough of your questions for now, but the best way a person can get in contact with me, if they just call me, they will have a better understanding of what I am talking about. And it would be better that way. Now, while that's restarting, I'm going to boot into Debian Wheezy from Linux. This is a Linux system that is designed to work on the PowerPC format. I work on both Apple and PC type machines. Now, I go over here. I'll move the mouse into, it's already highlighted with the Linux, but now I'm going to boot it up. Hopefully, okay, it's booting up. It's supposed to look like that at first. Nothing to be alarmed, it'll boot in. Got to go through a process first. This is under 9 minutes and 28 seconds. Hopefully it should boot up. And I'm able to go on the internet with this machine wirelessly with an external, wireless card that would work for a Microsoft system because Linux has better hardware detection than Microsoft and Apple put together. So once it boots up, this is a dual boot iBook. The RAM ain't the greatest. It's only 384 megabytes of RAM. It's, it's an ancient machine, but it does work. It's gonna boot in. Okay, now I just gotta put my password. Here's the mouse, right here. It looks like a stopwatch, a regular watch, I should say, moving around. So I'm gonna have to I'll make two videos, two 10-minute videos. Well, this one's gonna be a little bit over 10 minutes because I got stuck here trying to. I couldn't even explain all in a 10-minute video, to tell you the truth. I know a lot of things. And it's going to take me an awful long time to upload these to my account. I go to owner, put in my password. Now I boot in to it. Debian is the grandfather of Linux. Every other Linux distribution branched off, forked off from this version of Linux and became different breeds of Linux. And Linux is used worldwide. Okay, here's a nice wallpaper right here. That's the Debian symbol from this version of Linux. They're kicking off the Microsoft symbol and the Apple symbol off of a cliff, meaning they're taking over. If you don't believe me, go to YouTube and type in Ubuntu Touch Developer Preview. That's the next version that's going to take over on Android, on the Android phone device. And here's your applications right here. Iceweasel is the internet browser. It's a variant of what you call Firefox. And to prove to you that it is internet worthy, it can go on the internet. I'm opening up a browser. I even have download helper enabled on here, so that way I can go to YouTube and actually download videos right off of YouTube and save them onto the hard disk on this machine as well. It'll open up. It has its own browser. Okay, this is getting a little too far under the time. It's a slow machine, but Linux is designed to be used, to be free, to be used on old machines, to recycle old PCs that would just simply end up in landfills and stuff like that. Some of the Linux systems are designed to work on machines that have very low resources like RAM memory and stuff like that, and they can run lightning quick, like Puppy Linux is the fastest Linux operating system that can run on the oldest machine with the lowest resources. Here you go, Google. Well, I would show you more, but I'm running into 13 minutes and 40 seconds. To be continued.